My name's Melanie. I live in Sydney, and I started studying fashion, and I was like I thought I'd be really great at it, and turns out I was failing all of my subjects at uni, and it wasn't for me. So I kind of drifted around for a couple of years, just testing and you know, just doing illustrations on the side. And like one of my friends that was studying graphic design, they were like, Mel, you should come study like with me, like this, I think you'll love this subject. And I was like, nah, like I don't really want to go back to uni anymore, I'm done with that life. And then they were like, nah, you just got to try it. So I jumped into it. I absolutely loved it. And today I am working for a company called Butter in Sydney, and we're a fried chicken, champagne, and sneaker hybrid bar, and doing graphics and marketing for them. So yeah, like it was like a very like lengthy process, but I feel like I'm pursuing like a creative career that I really want to now. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
What got you into like graphic design, like what, or like illustrating? What got you into those two like creative aspects in art?
I think like since I was really young, I just always liked drawing, and like I love drawing characters, and like I love drawing like animation that I love to watch. And it kind of like throughout high school I started drawing erotica, and like I used to always draw like naked girls and like just really sexual stuff. And my mom was really confused because I come from like a conservative, like Christian background. And she was like, "What are you drawing? Like, why are you doing this?" She was so confused. Um, but I think it was like when I was like being brought up in a household where like a lot of things were like taboo to speak about. I feel like illustration and like drawing these things was my way of like expressing myself. And yeah, and it kind of just developed from there.
Did you learn from somebody? Was there like a role model, or was there like an inspiration that kind of like got you into those aspects?
mm, yes, like I have a lot of artists that I really love. And I think in high school, there's a artist called Mark Ryden, and he does a lot of like very surreal, cutesy paintings. I'm pretty sure they're oil paintings, and it it would just be like he would paint a circus with like pastel pink colors, and like there would be like these children that have these very eerie eyes that look like they know a little bit too much about the world. Like they're tiny children, but their eyes just feel like they know too much. And like um he was a huge inspiration to me when I was in high school, and like developing my art style. And then these days I'm really into like a Taiwanese artist called Pigolin, and I think his colors and his like he kind of simplifies everything. It's almost like he knows how to draw everything, and then he just simplifies it again. But just like his erotic kind of characters, uh, like are a style that I really dig right now. So yeah, you guys should definitely check them out.
It's pretty cool. Did you like? You said you were like real young. Like, how young were you? Like when you were like drawing, certain stuff and stuff like that. Like when you were doing like either illustrating or like drawing. You said you were drawing things that you weren't supposed to when you were younger. Like, how young were you when you started?
I was probably like in year 8. So like, how old is year 8? Maybe like 14, 15 at the time. And um, my art style has like significantly changed since that age. Like I was experimenting with charcoal for a long. I feel like when you're in high school and you're going through adolescent changes, like you are kind of drawn to this darkness at that time. So like I feel like charcoal was like the right medium for me. And like as I kind of grew out of it, like I started experimenting more with color. And yeah, like, you know, like it's, I feel like the hardest thing is um, finding your art style. Like I'm still struggling with that. But yeah, I feel like when I really started to get into it was when I was like 14, 15, like that time.
That's pretty cool. Did you ever take any art classes, or was it just like through time where you just kind of just trying to get like better and better, and just kind of got better with time?
Um, yeah, I did go to art class, but it was more like and it wasn't like they wouldn't teach you how to draw properly, like at this art class. It was more like a studio where people just got together and hung out and like just pretty much drew like from the moment they finish school and then until they want to go home. Like it's like an open space. People would stay till like 10, 11, and like sometimes overnight, and they're just like welcome to crash there. So it was like it was technically called an art school, but there was no teacher. Like everyone was teaching each other. So it's a really cool space.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, I understand when it comes to art. I know art can definitely be, or teachers or professors who definitely do art, you know, for a living. They can be
Mm-hmm.
definitely be a lot more strict when it comes to towards the creativity or towards the like certain things. So I mean, that's definitely like a different alternative like towards the art. So I never really thought of that. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
so is like graphic design and illustrating like the same thing, or are they two different like things?
I would say they're two like different things because I think as a graphic designer, you're never like really creating for yourself. You're creating with like um a brand in mind, or like, you know, they have um a plan that they want to execute, and you know your artwork is only like well, how do I explain this? Like it's, you have to kind of step away from what you like to create and really kind of see what works for the brand. So as a designer, you're trying to you're trying to find like the middle ground where like people will understand your graphics more than like it. Like it has to send out the message. And in terms of like illustration for me is like it's something that I just have fun with, and like it's all about self-expression, and it's just like my day to day, like what inspires me. So they, I would say like as similar as they are in terms of like how things are developed, like they're two completely separate parts of my life. Yeah.
What do you like more, illustrating or graphic design?
Um, I love illustration because like that's what I'm passionate about. But um, you know, I feel like illustration, it's kind of, it gets hard to challenge yourself because you if you start doing a particular style and like this is what you're known for and you repeat it and repeat it, it's harder to like challenge yourself and like set new boundaries. Whereas with graphic design, like because I have that on the side constantly, I have to teach myself like how to animate. I have to teach myself like, you know, how to create these effects that I would never use in my own artwork. So, you know, the challenge is different. But for me, I enjoy my illustrations a lot more.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. So did your parents like ever open up to the idea when you started graphic design or illustrating, or was it just kind of just like you know, my kid's, you know, talented, or how did that work?
It's a really, so I told you like I went to UTS fashion school, and it was supposed to be like a really hard course to get into for fashion. And I like, my mom was like really proud that I got into the school, and you know I went there and I thought I'd be amazing at it, and then I found out I was there doing that course for 3.5 years, and I absolutely hated every day of it. I hated my course. And, you know, since I was in year 7, like for as long as I could remember, I always wanted to become like a fashion designer or a shoe designer. And that was always my dream. And then when I like started studying it and it was not as glamorous as I thought it was, I was so like, I was, I felt like really naive. And also I was very disappointed, like that, it wasn't, it wasn't everything that I thought this, this would entail. And then I dropped out of it. And 3 years I was studying, like, I was becoming a hairdresser. I worked at Tony and Guy for a bit. And then my mom, literally being the Asian parent, she was like, Mel, like, I don't care what you do. I don't care like what occupation you have or what else you do in life, but please go get a uni degree. Like I like it's a very common like Asian mindset to have, but like your parents really want you to attend uni, like, and my mom had never had the opportunity to do so, so she was like, come on, like whatever course you want to do, I don't care, just go to uni, get a graduation degree. So I kind of fell into it. I picked visual communications at UTS, and I went into it not knowing what to expect, and I ended up really loving it. It was like the best decision I've made. So yeah, I got really lucky in that sense. um, but yeah, I fell into graphic design. That's how I would put it.
That's pretty cool. I mean, if I was doing drawings or stuff like that, or drawings that I wasn't supposed to do, I probably would hide that around my parents and stuff before
Yeah.
them finding out. How did they find out? Was it like something like you were trying to hide that from them, or was it just like on accident?
Well, actually, like I had a sketchbook and I used to hide my drawings all the time, like under my bed or in my drawers, because I was like really embarrassed. Like I was drawing all these sexual topics and I was very embarrassed about it in the beginning. And then as I was getting older and more comfortable with my body, and like I realized like this is the natural thing, I just kind of like left my my artworks out there like on the tables deliberately for my parents to kind of run into, my mom to run into. And like I would just watch her and see like I'd want to see how she would react. And for a long time she was just silent. Like I could tell she saw it and she was shocked, but she stayed silent. And then after a few years, she just like sat me down and she was like, "What's going on? Like, come on, like, let's just talk about this." And I was like, "What? Like, you know, these are things that we don't talk about. Like, this is just my like style of art." And she like she's accepted it now, but till this day, like I have artworks hanging in my room, and like whenever we have guests over, she takes them all down and like hides them in a corner because she's like she doesn't know like how other people would perceive that. So yeah, it's a funny relationship we have now.
Uh, do you live with your dad, or do you have like a stepdad, or
Yeah, I live with my mom and my stepdad right now.
oh, okay. Is he okay with the drawings, or is he like the same way how your mother is?
My stepdad is a lot more supportive. He's I guess because he's quite new to the family. We're still at that stage where like everything I say, like, or like everything like I want to do, he's on like the supporting side, because there's always like bad cop and good cop, and my mom always plays bad cop, and my stepdad's more like, like, you know, yeah, if this is what you want to express, if that's what like your art style is, like, don't be shy, just like, you do you. So yeah, me and my stepdad have a really good relationship as well.
That's good. That's good. What are your thoughts on the new Instagram TV? What's your thoughts on that?
You know what? I haven't really played on it too much, to be honest. I was browsing last night, but I still don't really know the difference between Instagram TV and Insta Story. What would you say? It just feels like Insta Stories at on like a really high HD quality.
Basically, what Insta stories are Insta stories. You have like a limited amount of time when you post on a story. It
Mm-hmm.
lasts 24 hours, and depending on how long the video is, you may have to chop it up to get it
Yeah.
all the way on the story. Um, on Instagram TV, you can upload to like up to like 15 minutes. They're gonna try to make it towards an hour. The video has to
Ah.
be vertical. You could like post like YouTube content or content that or behind the
Mm.
scenes or stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of behind the scenes, and you just got to make sure it's vertical. And yeah, and I mean, it's for me. I think it's easy to transfer vertical to horizontal. Oh, horizontal to vertical. You just gotta just crop it the right way or kind of just position it and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be interesting for people to experiment with it, and it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, hopefully, I know like when it comes to idea of when it comes to Instagram, some people will kind of think of it as like, oh, it's an extra notification, or so it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how creators are gonna kind of try to test it out within the whole month. So yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of businesses will get on it as well. Like, it's I've worked with video, like I've chopped up video individually for every 15 seconds so that I can play it on Insta stories, and like the fact that now you can actually just post the regular video, it would just save so much time. And yeah, I think it would be like interesting to just like, I don't know how long people's attention span would be. Like, can people spend like 2 minutes, 3 minutes watching a video, or does Insta stories work better because it's 15-second clips and people just want to see 15-second clips? I don't know, but it would be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, it definitely be interesting. I mean, honestly, when people warmed up to the idea of Insta stories, I guess a lot of people didn't like it, and now a couple months later, people are like, I'll use Insta stories rather than Snapchat stories. So I mean, it's to each his own. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like Instagram is always evolving. Once upon a time, Instagram was only a platform where you could only post photos and only photos, like only
Mm.
one by one photos. And then they opened to the idea like, let's put 15-second videos. And then after that, we're like, okay, let's extend it to 1 minute videos on Instagram. And then after that, they were like, let's extend the ratio to like, one by one to like, longer photos. And so I mean, Instagram is constantly evolving, especially as a platform. So they're trying to innovate. They're trying to stay for the future. I mean,
Yeah.
Instagram just entered into 1 billion users on Instagram.
Wow.
So, put that in perspective. We have like 7 billion people on this, on the earth. So, what I mean. So they definitely have a lot
That's
of staying
crazy.
power. So as long as Instagram stays, um, they definitely want to be a part of it. And now they just implemented you can like face chat or not face chat, like video chat your friends, like do like Instagram like DMs or something like that. You can like video chat with your friend. So I haven't tried that out yet.
Wow.
So you can like video chat and stuff like that. So yeah.
Can you video chat multiple people at the same time, or is it just like one on one?
I don't know. I haven't tried that out. Like on Discord, you can video chat different people,
Mm.
and stuff like that. So on this platform, you can do voice chat or video chat. Your phone can like it's pretty much like the equivalent of like if you're doing FaceTime on your phone or FaceTime on your PC or or Mac or whatever. So yeah, so
Mm.
yeah, I haven't tested
Cool.
out the Instagram thing. I might test it out with a friend or something like that, see how it works. And I mean, I see a lot of people doing testing out the Instagram live. I mean, it's cool. Like if you're announcing something, like hey, like I'm dropping this album, quote unquote, here or
Mm.
something like that. So yeah, so it really really depends. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. So
Yeah, I'd like to see where people take that.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see where people um take it. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's weird because like not that many people use like Periscope, and Periscope's like from like for Twitter, like if you want to like go live, and I don't know, Snapchat doesn't really have like a live option. They have like their filters, and I think that's like the
Mm.
people. Snapchat users are definitely loyal because they use Snapchat for the filters, and most of the time they port those filters all the way to their Insta stories. So I mean, people still use them. If it wasn't for Snapchat's filters, I don't think people would still be there and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah. And like, you know, that geolocation, you know how like Snapchat lets you personalize your geolocation tags? Like when you go to parties and stuff, someone might have their own like, you know, like filter.
Uh huh.
Like I'm shocked that Instagram doesn't have that because I feel like so many businesses would be using it for like their events and stuff. But I was trying to like um, customize one the other day, and I was just so shocked that Instagram doesn't have that yet. I feel like,
Yeah, I mean, Instagram is still working on their craft. Like, if a company were to reach out to Instagram, I bet they could get their own. They just have to reach out. But I guess like Instagram is kind of like in there, trying to like test out certain things. Like Instagram now has their
mm-mm.
own little filters thing now, and they're still trying to work out some things. You know, what I mean, they're just trying to like figure out like what the heck is going on, what is something that benefit them. But if if they hire somebody that like is good with AR technology and see what they could do, like I could definitely see in the future,
Can
like
you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Is it good?
Sorry, you just went choppy for a
Oh,
second.
okay. Sorry. I'll reiterate what I was saying. So like in the future, like if Instagram like makes their own filters, you never know. There could be a time where like Instagram will definitely overtake Snapchat. Of
Thank
course,
you.
yeah. Of course.
Uh,
Oh, is it still choppy or hello, hello? Technical difficulties. Let me go back to my Discord. Sorry, guys.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're having some.
Technical difficulties. Yeah, I know. Am I still choppy? Do I sound like a robot?
No, no, I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly clear
Okay,
now.
cool. Okay, most definitely.
Amazing.
Okay, so basically what I was saying is like if Instagram makes their own filters and stuff like that, then Instagram can definitely be a problem. Right now, like Snapchat is on the decline right now, but
Mm-mm.
I could definitely see in the future that Instagram's still at the top. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can you imagine though, like if Instagram one day just decided to disappear? Like,
I don't know. I
it's
don't see
so.
that happening. Like, I mean, since Facebook owns Instagram, I highly doubt
Mm,
they'll disappear. And Facebook already has, a large sum of users still using that platform. And I mean,
yeah,
Instagram tried to. I think Instagram either tried to buy Snapchat, but they're not gonna let that happen anytime soon unless
yeah.
Snapchat is on a major decline. But
Mm, mm,
it really depends. So I mean, I highly doubt Instagram's gonna disappear. If they stay as long as YouTube, then I highly doubt it. I mean, Facebook is already
mm,
standing the test of time, so I mean, they'll kind of use their business model when it comes to that. So I highly doubt it'll disappear. So, and I highly doubt Facebook's ever gonna disappear either. I mean, much as people bag on it, but like they have the majority of older people on there, so I highly doubt they're gonna like move to that platform and what I mean? So I highly doubt that's gonna disappear anytime soon, like MySpace. Like
yeah.
I highly doubt it.
I feel like Facebook is now like used for something completely different, like for just like as a messenger thing and like for organizing events. Like I feel like I only ever use Facebook for organizing events. Like so
Yeah,
I feel like Facebook will stick around as well. It's
yeah,
kind of developed itself into something else.
yeah. Like honestly, Facebook. Once upon a time, it was for college people when it was first developed, and kind of now like it was for older people, and then now it's like the idea that now young or old people users that kind of use it like you have the majority of most people's parents and grandparents and uncles, aunts and uncles, and any of the older
They're all
crowd,
on it.
they're on that platform. Like 9 times out of 10, they're on that platform.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
so like just to think about like how much they have, and most of the time they're gonna share their baby photos. They're gonna share their wedding photos or whatever baby shower or any event. So I mean, I highly doubt
Mm,
like that's gonna ever leave anytime soon unless a new platform arises or a new one that is like more efficient than Facebook. But I mean, Facebook has definitely been around a long time. Where, like if you go on Facebook and you haven't used it in a while, like dang, like like if I go on my Facebook right now, I can see some throwback photos of me when I was in middle school. I'm like, dang, you know what I mean? So, like honestly, it's
do,
surreal. It's like crazy. So, yeah.
do you look the same since middle school, or would you say like there's been a drastic change?
I mean, honestly, you could still tell it's me when it comes to that aspect. So, like, I still look the same. So people are like, "Dang, man, you still look like that." So I mean, at least that's good about that aspect. What's funny too,
Mm.
still people, a lot of people that people that don't know me are adults.
Hmm.
People assume that I'm still in high school, and I'm like,
Oh,
no.
you have a baby face then.
Yeah, I'm 22, so people
Oh.
still. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, as long as when I get older, I mean, hopefully that still stays there. So like people like if I'm like 40, people like, hey, you look like you're 30 or something like that. But that'd be cool. But I mean, it's cool. I mean, I still get it sometimes. Like people are like, "Are you a senior?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm in college or something like that." So it's funny to see like people's because I live near a high school and stuff like that.
Mhm.
That I graduated from, and it's funny though, like to hear like see like adults who are like, "Hey, are you in high school still?" I'm like, "Nah, I graduated a while ago." So it's
So
kind of
like what's it's kind of confusing when like I know like you guys use like seniors and college, it's different. So it's like middle school, high school, then senior school, then college. Is that how it goes?
no. So pretty much in America, we say elementary school, and then
Uh-huh.
after elementary school, we say either middle school or junior high, and then after
Okay.
that, we go to high school. High school is four
Uh-huh.
years. And then, so once you graduate high school, you can either go to college or you call it uni. We call it college or
Yeah.
university. So you can
Yeah.
either go to a 2 year college or you can go to a university, a 4 year university or a four
Yeah.
year
Yeah.
college. And so, yeah. So that's like the difference. So, like, some people call it grade school, which is, kindergarten through, whatever grade.
Mm,
And then middle school or junior high, that's when you were like sixth, seventh, or eighth, or seventh and eighth, and then you go to high school, which is ninth, 10, 11th, and 12th. So like
yeah.
once you're in like 12th grade or a senior in high school, you're like pretty much either 17 or 18 years old. So yeah,
So complicated. We
yeah.
just have primary school, which is like 1 to 6, and then high school is 7 to 12, and then it's uni. Yeah, yeah. That's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so yeah, it's funny how we break it down from, elementary, middle school, high school, and I don't know. It's something different. So I mean, it is what it is. So I mean, we're confusing when it comes to education, but yeah.
Yeah,
So
you guys are confusing when it comes to education and
yeah.
like confusing when it comes to dating as well. It's like seeing and dating and like
I
blah blah
mean,
blah. It's like
yeah.
they all
I
mean the
mean,
different things as
yeah.
well.
I mean, yeah. Of course, we're different when it comes to aspects like even when I mentioned the weather, I have to convert it to Celsius. Like we do it in Fahrenheit. You guys use the metric system, like meters and all that, and like we don't use meters as much. We use inches, feet, and what I mean. So we have to
Yeah.
convert to that. So it's funny. It's really really funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, different customs and like what's funny about dating like over here. What's funny about that?
I don't know, like when I was in California, um, I'd be like, oh yeah, like so who's this guy? You like, are you dating him? And my friends were just like, oh, like dating, seeing, like they're technically like exclusive, but they're not dating. They're just seeing each other, and that would mean that they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. And I'm like, but you guys spend like pretty much every day together. How can you say you're not dating? Or, you know,
Yeah,
and they're like, oh no, like in America, like seeing each other means like you're just friends and
yeah,
not exclusive.
yeah. It's
And I'm
funny.
like,
it's funny how people. I mean, some people are different. Like some people are straightforward. Like if we're seeing, I mean, I say like if you're seeing each other, I would say like, let's say if you met them within the first 2 weeks, like you were seeing them, or like you're like let's say you were dating them or something like that for like 2 weeks or something. You're seeing somebody. I
Yeah.
mean, for my definition, this is what I would use, but other people are different. They have different definitions. For me, I would say, let's
Mhm.
say if you're dating somebody for 2 weeks, I would say you're
Mhm.
seeing someone. And then, like, let's say if you're not, that's not the person you want to be with, you would say, hey, I
Okay.
don't think I would like to date you anymore, or something like that.
Mhm.
Or seeing someone would be like, hey, like, let's say if we went on different, like a group date or something like that, and or we had like different occasions where we're like talking, trying to get to know each other. I would say that's like the seeing phase. That's my
Mm.
that would be my definition. If you're like spending every single day with each other, I mean, then that's just foul. That is foul. Like, how are you gonna say we're seeing each other and we're not even dating? So, um, I
But you would agree that like if you're dating someone, you are in a relationship with them, like
yeah,
boyfriend and girlfriend,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Most def. I would say if you're dating someone, I would say that would be the relationship part. But I mean, I feel like there's a time period like before you're dating. I would say I would call that the seeing phase, where like I would say 2 weeks. I wouldn't say a month because that's like way too long. I would say like 2 weeks, get to know each other, and you're like whether you want to fill each other out or where you're just gonna be like, well, I want to date, or maybe you want to turn the other route, like maybe we're friends with benefits, or I mean, it really depends.
Mm.
So I would say a good 2 weeks is like a good seeing phase, or a week or two.
Mm.
So I would say that would be the seeing phase. Some people are different, where their seeing phase is like a month, and I'm like, or 2 months. I'm like, nah, that's way too much time invested into somebody. So yeah, I mean, yeah, some people have a different definition, but I think that's like the correct overall definition for most people. 2 weeks, I think that's like a happy medium.
Correct definition.
Okay, cool. I was just wondering if that was like a decent definition for you guys too. I feel like 2 weeks is like a good way to be like, I want to get to know them. We went on maybe a
To
few
feel.
dates, or
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like that's like a good, correct, quote unquote median definition for most people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I was just making sure because I mean, some people have different definitions, but I feel like most people generally agree with that statement. And yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're in a relationship for like a good 2 3 months, I feel like you're in the dating phase. Like you're dating your boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, you know what I mean. So I feel like that's kind of like the phase that people are in. So like, how long were they like seeing each other?
I like honestly, I don't think it was the seeing and dating part that threw me off. I think it's because I was like, you guys are dating, and she was like, yeah, we're dating, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. Like that was the part that really threw me off because I was like, but aren't they the same thing? And she's like, no, no, it's not. So
I mean, if it was like a first date or a couple dates, then of course. But if you're past like the first couple dates, then I'm like, you're dating. Like it's like it's in the name. So yeah. So I would understand if
yeah,
you were confused if you came over here and just be like, oh, I don't understand that. So that's just up. It's cool.
yeah, yeah,
Do you have like
it's
a
cool.
do you have like a favorite type of music that you listen to, or like a genre, or like a certain type of artist that you listen to?
Mm, yes. Lately I've been listening to a lot of Georgia Smith. I really like her music. Her voice is just so sexy and like, you know, it has so much soul. So like, she's amazing. I love Goldlink. I always go back to Taku. Have you heard of Taku?
Uh,
He's from New Zealand.
yeah, yeah. I've heard of all three of those artists. So yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard of Taco.
yeah. So I really I really like intricate beats and like a lot of like R&B soul. I'm starting to really like Anderson Park as well. No Name Gypsy. Like these are probably the artists that I've been listening to a lot lately.
It's pretty cool.
But yeah, I'm pretty like open with music. So like my friends send me music all the time, and it's kind of nice to like not stay in my own little bubble. And you know,
It's
I like to try new things.
it's pretty cool. I definitely have a couple artists that you probably would like to listen to or probably find out. So I'll definitely shoot you some
Yeah,
artists.
yeah, I
Definitely
would
got
love
you.
that.
That'd be cool.
Love that.
Yeah, for me, I listen to like hip hop or R&B. A lot more underground
Oh
artists
yeah,
that I like listen to, so I could definitely
I'd like.
shoot you a couple.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know enough like underground artists, so like it would be amazing. The other day, like we had this artist called Night Lavelle drop in through Butter, and honestly, like I didn't know his music at all, but um, some of the people that I was working with, they were like going off. They fucking love his music, and I feel like his stuff is like more experimental hip hop. It's super dark, but like I I was like skeptical because I was like, oh, like he looks really young, and then I heard his music and I was just like blown away by it. So yeah, like experimental stuff I like. Underground stuff, please send through.
Most def. That's cool. That's pretty awesome. Dang. I mean, I don't know. When it comes to like underground artists, I don't know. You kind of just have to search for them, and
Mm.
yeah. So I mean, and I understand. Some people don't have time for that. And so I mean, whenever I find like a new
I
artist,
respect it though when like I respect it when people take time out and like they like actually go searching for music. It's like what you said, people don't make enough time to do that. It takes, so much effort. But I do have friends like you where like they would spend a good part of their week like just looking for music. But like bless them because like when they send me stuff, it's just so good.
that's pretty awesome. That's awesome. I noticed you did an illustration based off of like a Nike sneaker. It was an off white sneaker. It was like a you did an illustration. It was like a blue chick. It was like a blue off
Oh
white
yeah.
Nike. Are you like a sneakerhead or?
I have a lot of sneakers. I wouldn't call myself a sneakerhead because I don't know so much about the shoe. Like I feel like compared to a lot of other sneakerheads that are really into the whole hype beast culture, like I don't really follow it religiously. Like I just buy what I like and like what I think is cool. So I wouldn't go as far as to say I'm a sneakerhead, but I do love my sneakers. I probably have about 40 pairs of sneakers at home. Um, and
That's
yeah,
crazy.
like
40 pairs. That's a lot. That's a good amount.
it's a good amount. Yeah, my mom doesn't think so. She's like, check these boxes out. They're taking up so much space. But
What made you
yeah.
become a sneakerhead? Was it like kind of like something that evolved when you were a kid, or was it something that you kind of grew up with? Like,
Um,
was that the trend, or?
Not really. Like, actually, it only started maybe like 3, 4 years ago. I was traveling through Amsterdam and I met this girl who was like a mutual friend, and she was supposed to take me around Amsterdam. And her name is Carolyn, and that's her Instagram. And she is an illustrator, and she's a massive, massive sneakerhead. And like, I got in touch with her because I really loved her illustrations. Like, she had such a distinct style, and like for me, like 4 years ago, I was still trying to find my style as well. So I was like, like how do you know? Like, how do you know that this is your style and this is what you have to pursue? Like, there are so many other things that you want to try. And she's like, it's all about like giving yourself limitations and like sticking within those limitations and challenging yourself within those limitations. And like, she was like a massive influence to my art. And also like she was probably the person that introduced me into like the whole sneaker world. And we started going sneaker shopping in Europe, and like if there were shoes that I wanted to collect and they were only exclusively available in Europe, like she would send me these shoes because she would just have like the maddest contacts. And yeah, like after like 10 shoes, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna see how far I can take this. And like it kind of, yeah, it's piling up now over time.
That's crazy. Have you thought of like reselling your sneakers or kind of like selling them on the low or something like
No,
that, or?
I don't I don't know, like nah, I don't want to like profit out of like reselling my shoes. I feel like they're like for my enjoyment, they're for me. And I'm like not very precious with my stuff either. So it's like, some people will be like, why are you wearing those white sneakers out in the rain? Like you have no respect for them. But for me it's just like, I love them so much and you know, like there are certain shoes that I save for special occasions, but like if I'm feeling it now, like I want to wear it now. I want to like make use of it, spend a good time with it as much as I can. And yeah, no. Nah, not for me. Like, yeah, I don't think I could resell. I feel like if I'm standing in line and like these sneakers are things that I've tried to like I've tried so hard to get my hands on. Like I can't justify reselling them for like a extra few $100.
Okay, that's cool. Since I picked this photo, what's the story behind this photo that I chose?
Um, so this photo was taken in an arcade in Chinatown in Sydney. So me and my photographer friend, Steve Liu _STEVELIU. If you guys want to check out his artwork and his photography, he's really cool. We decided to have lunch one time, and he was like, like I want to shoot in an arcade, and he bought this lollipop. It's like I want to shoot with this lollipop, like use all the colors from the lollipop, and like he pulled it out, and it was like the biggest lollipop I've ever seen. I had to like eat. I had to like have the lollipop for at least like 30 minutes to get it down to the size it is in that photo, but it was massive, and like it just, yeah, it was a real challenge. Are you a sweets person or a savory person?
Sometimes, I mean, I like ice cream. I'm more of like an ice cream type of dude,
Yeah.
compared to like cake or sweets. But yeah, I'll definitely take on ice cream. That's my alley of sweets. What about you?
Ice cream.
Hmm.
I'm like more of like a like savory person. I like chips. I love like cheese. I like my salty food like popcorn. Um, but yeah, like I feel like if I have too much sugar, it's like I feel like really jittery. It's like having too much caffeine. So yeah, I really like ice cream, but like not so much candy and cake.
Let's see, give me a second. Okay, cool. That's what's up. I know I asked you this before, but if you have any questions, I usually ask the interviewer if they have any questions for me about like the end of the
Hmm.
podcast. Do you have like any questions for me in particular, or?
Yes, I do. Um, what are your like what are your goals? What do you want to achieve, like short term and long term? I guess like where do you see yourself in the next 2 years
Mm-hmm.
if you like pursue this like podcast thing and like your art? And then where do you see yourself? Where do you want to see yourself in like 10 years? Like
Uh,
what's your ultimate goal?
let's see. 2 years. I see myself doing this. Within 2 years, I would say like hopefully I can get to at least like 200 podcasts. Like hopefully, right now I'm at 30, so I feel like
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the year maybe I'll get to 100 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm like doing this at like a fast rate. Um, I don't know. Like 2 years. I mean, hopefully I can get better at my craft when it comes to photography or like posting stuff like that. And I don't know. Hopefully I can collaborate with different people and hopefully within 2 years, hopefully I can grow out my YouTube channel. Like only posting like podcasts and stuff like that right now. Um, I don't know. Hopefully I can like expand like my creativity, and with this live streaming thing, hopefully I can grow my audience. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome if I could grow my audience, and it really depends. So like honestly, I'm happy with what's going on right now, and I haven't even done this for a year. When it comes to these podcasts, so hopefully I can get better at them, and I don't know, within 10 years, like hopefully I can do this for like a full-time thing. That'd be awesome. I could do this full-time within 10 years. So hopefully I can do this within like less than 5 years. That'd be awesome. So
Are you interested in like doing like becoming a like interviewer, not just like through podcasts, but like on TV and like
I
doing like recordings and stuff as well?
I mean that'd be cool if I could do this in like a radio station like style fashion. I think that'd be cool if I
Mm-hmm.
could do like, play certain music like that, that's not really played on the radio, or play
Mm-hmm.
underground music. So hopefully I can do that in the future, maybe like have like a format where, I have a host, or have a person interviewed. And I mean, honestly, that'd be cool to like say like, hey, if like anybody's in the area, that'd be cool to do like a live interview. And then if not a live interview, I mean, do it over the phone or something like that, or maybe over something like that. So yeah, I definitely understand that aspect. So like hopefully I could do that within less than 3 years. I mean, hopefully I could do that. If I could do this for like a full-time thing, I think that'd be cool.
Mm,
So it just really
that'd
depends like
be
how much
sick.
effort I can put into this. So yeah.
Mm. Um, when did you start?
These podcasts, oh shoot, this is like
Yeah.
at least my fourth or fifth week. I would say either my fifth week. I'm gonna say approaching my fifth week. um
Wow, you for 5 weeks you did like 30 podcasts.
yeah, yeah,
That's insane.
yeah. I have to
That is very high speed.
yeah, let me see. I have to check out when my first one is. Let me check out the dates. Let me check out the date real quick. See when I posted
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Um, let's see. Let's see if they have the date when I post my content. Let's see. Let's go to this. Beyond notifications. Let's go to that. Tracks. Let's see. Yeah, so right now it's only been like a month of doing this. So yeah, it's
Wow,
only
that's so
it's
insane.
only been a solid month of doing this. Not even 2 months. So yeah, I mean I'm
Good for
grinding.
you, man.
So thank you, I appreciate that. It's been taking me a while for this, but like honestly, like let's see, I should have the date for this. Like honestly, um, let me check one of my sections. Let's see. Let's go all the way to the top. Let's do that real quick. So let's see. So May. Let's see. Yeah, May 27th. So once it hits like the 27th of July, it'll hit at least
Yeah,
officially 2 months. If I'm doing my
yeah,
math correctly.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's only been at least a month or like a week or something like that, and it's only been officially like a month. So yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, I would have never imagined to be a part of this. So yeah, so I appreciate that. So yeah, I mean, hopefully I could do more of these. Like honestly, my milestone is like 100. That's I'm gonna shoot for the sky, and then maybe 200, 300. So we'll see. So
I think you will easily get through 100 so quickly. Like if you keep up this pace, you'll just get better and better at it every single time. And like I feel like in 2 years you won't be just doing 200 episodes. You probably y- like it would be amazing if you could have your own show as well. Like just on like all these channels on Instagram as well. I know like on your Instagram, like there are very short snippets of your video, but I feel like Instagram TV would be perfect for you to use so people can like really like get a real sense of the interviews that you kind of do as well.
yeah, most stuff. I mean, I definitely have to break them down, like maybe in a part one, part two, sort of
Mm.
sense. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely do that, and yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, especially if I do like a video, or something like that, or like video chat. If I'm doing that, if like if I do
Mm.
that, like maybe if I have any reoccurring guests or something like that, that'd be awesome. And yeah, I think that'd be awesome to do that in the future. So yeah,
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
that'd be awesome. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I have one more question, but what made you want to do like the podcast? What made you want to do that?
Um, the podcast, um, I think I told you in the beginning, like for me, like I'm not really much of a speaker, and I guess I find it really hard to express myself in like words. Like I'm more of like a visual person, but I thought um, it's a it's a nice challenge for me, and also I'm all about meeting new people and meeting other creatives that I can learn from. And obviously this is an area that I'm not an expert on, and I have so much to learn from you. And yeah, also just like make another friend in California. I fucking love California, so you know
One of my
buddies now.
one of my friends, he has a question for you. Do you go on
Yeah,
I call it, I know I mispronounce it. I say Macca's run, but like, do you go on like a McDonald's run, or is
Mac is
McDonald?
run.
Yeah, yeah. I know I'm saying that wrong.
Yeah, always, always. I love chicken nuggets, so I have to go every time I'm out. Macca's. You guys say Mickey D's.
We say Mickey D's. Why do you guys say Macca's? Or I know I'm saying it wrong, but yeah, we say Mickey D's because it kind
Macca's.
of yeah. Why Macca's? Why that?
We just like Aussies just like to shorten everything, so it's like you know Macca's. What else do we say that's short? Oh, wow, I can't really think of one on top of my head. Cigs, Siggy, Sigs. Is that what you guys say too? Do you guys shorten cigarettes as like?
No, we just say cigarettes. Yeah, we just yeah. I mean, SIGs definitely is the abbreviation for that. So some people do use that. So yeah.
I'm trying to like look up all the ways Aussies shorten words, but I know like Americans always laugh about like how we speak English. Yeah, always. My friends love Macca's.
That's what's up. I heard like McDonald's or other places are like KFC. I know I interviewed somebody from Australia too, and she was like, yeah, at KFC like it's a lot different than ours. So yeah.
Well, you guys have like the best of everything. I feel like in terms of fast food, like you know,
Mm-hmm.
you have Chick-fil-A. Is
Yeah,
it
yeah, Chick Fil A,
Chick-fil-A
yeah,
with
Chick Fil
the
A,
amazing sauce?
yeah.
Oh my god, that sauce is so good. I had to like bring some home. I like packed 20 into my suitcase and like
That's so
ah,
funny. Yeah,
and In and Out. I love In and Out.
that's what's up. That's cool. Yeah, my boy
I
also.
prefer In and Out over Shake Shack.
Okay, yeah, I think Shake Shack is a lot more expensive than In and Out,
Oh,
so definitely makes sense. My boy asked, does she like shrimp on the Barbie? What does that mean?
oh yeah.
What does
Shrimp
that
on the
mean?
Barbie.
What does that mean?
It's like because Australians have a lot of barbecues, like outdoor barbecues, and we put like prawns, like shrimp on the barbecue as well. And like I don't know why you guys find that so fascinating. Like it's so normal for us, but yeah. My friends in America, they always like put on this stupid accent and they're like shrimp on the barbie, shrimp on the barbie, and they're like always making fun of us. But yeah. Oh, I'll show you guys. Like you guys should come drop by Sydney and I'll take care of you.
That's cool. That's cool. That's what's up. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Like, wait, what is? I'm sorry, I totally like blanked out. So can you explain what shrimp on the Barbie is again? I totally like, blanked out. I'm
Shrimp
sorry.
on the barbie. Like um so do you guys have a lot of like barbecues?
Yeah, we have a lot of barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's like I think it comes from like a old like ad, like a TV ad, but like someone put like prawns on the barbecue for the first time and it just became a thing. Like so like when someone says it in a really Australian accent, it's just something like stupid that everyone expects like Australians to do.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, we definitely do barbecue. I mean, it's a lot more prevalent in like the south of the United States, but I mean, but people do like barbecue, like ribs,
Mm.
burgers, hot links, hot dogs, stuff like that. So I mean, like during 4th of July, which just passed like a couple days ago, there was a lot of barbecues and stuff like that. So yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, no, you guys should. You guys have to come down to Sydney.
yeah. My boy asked, does she watch my Chani and Super Wog? I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, yeah.
What is
Super Wog.
what is that?
Super Wog is like two like two brothers that live out the west, and they just like you have to watch them on YouTube. They're like the funniest. Um, they just like make fun of like I think they're Italian, but like it's Italian stereotypes, and it's allowed because they are, and like there are like there are all these different communities living in Australia. We have like one of the most diverse cities, and like they're just taking the piss out of like their own culture pretty much. It's freaking hilarious. You have to watch it. My Chani, like I used to watch him. I haven't followed him for a long time, so I'm not up to date, but it's exactly the same thing, but he's Asian, so he's allowed to like pay us out. We take that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's pretty
Are you
cool.
a big fan of Superwalk? Could you
No.
ask your friend?
Somebody actually asked me about that. I don't know how he knows about that, but yeah,
He's like really like well versed with like Australian culture and all of like the celebrities, I feel like.
yeah. Somebody asked, are you Australian Chinese or what is your
I'm
ethnicity?
Australian Korean.
Australian Korean.
Korean.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that a lot though. People think I'm like either Chinese or Japanese. I don't get Korean much.
He said she knows her stuff about like Aussie stuff. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, my friend, he's gonna go to Australia next year or whatnot. So I was like, bro, take me
Yeah.
with you, man. He's like, I
You
was
guys
like,
have to come together. It'd be so much fun.
yeah.
But you don't like the sun. You don't like summer.
I mean,
You have
sun
to
is
come during like
cool,
the
but like
summertime.
honestly, like, well, he's from the UK, so like he has different
Okay.
weather. So, but
Oh yeah, the weather there is nowhere near as good as ours. He has to come in the summer.
uh,
I will take him out to the sun.
that's
Our
just
beaches are amazing. Like I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of Bondi Beach, but it gets really like touristy and crowded. But if you go at the right time, it's absolutely beautiful. There are amazing shops, and like there's a lot of beautiful hikes around the beach as well, from one beach to another. So it'll be amazing
that's
to
what's up.
do a little walk around there.
Is it like beautiful beaches out there, or how's it over there? Like,
Amazing. Like Sydney is pretty much like from the city, your closest beach is only a 15-minute drive, and that's Bondi. Like that's where everyone goes. And ev- pretty much every beach is connected to another like smaller beach, bigger beach, private beach. So like you just walk along the coast, like and it's like a beautiful like hiking path, and you can see the water crashing into the rocks, and there are like families on the park like having a picnic. It's super safe in Sydney as well. Like uh, I remember when I was like traveling in Europe, I was like I met all these like backpacker friends, and I was like, I'm just gonna take a nap at the park while you guys do this tour. And they were like, um, they were from America, and they were like, what? You're gonna like sleep in the park? That's so dangerous. Like you can't do that. And I was like, what? That's dangerous? In Sydney, everyone just like rocks up to the park and takes naps. And it's nothing really ever happens. And they were like really shocked, you know? And like you'll see it when you come here, like people like people I don't know, it's like they're too trusting, or they're just careless, or like they just like leave their doors open, their front doors open when they like or they're just chilling. The car windows sometimes like it's down, and it's like in most places it's like pretty safe. So like yeah.
Yeah, like in America, I don't think you would be able to do that. I don't think you'd be too safe. That's crazy. That's dope that you're able to do that. But yeah, my bro said the only thing you have to worry about is the spiders. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, spiders are massive.
Oh man, I heard you guys have like big spiders too.
Yeah, spiders are huge. I found one in my car one time while I was driving, and it was like literally the size of my hand. Like my hand is not that big, but still like 5 fingers all spread out, like inside inside my window. Like I was driving, it was like right next to my face as well. And I was on like the freeway, so I had to pull over and I had to like scream and get someone to help me like take the spider out of the car. It was pretty traumatizing, but that's like if you're not living in the city and you live like out west, like in a west, you're like bound to run into a few.
So did you like? Was it like a huge spider or like? How did you like react? You were like, "God damn, I need to like kill the spider," or how did that work?
I like literally because I was on like the highway, like I drove to the nearest stop and then I climbed out of the other seat because it was on my driver's side window right next to my face. I like crawled out onto the other side, opened the other door, and I had to call these like there were a bunch of guys like smoking on the street randomly. I was like, "Oh my god, can someone like help me with this spider? There's a huge spider." And they like opened the door and they like rolled up a piece of newspaper and they were like but like the five guys were like pissing themselves. They were like, "That's fucking huge," and they're like, you do it," and they helped me. They took the spider off, like they just hit it off, whacked it off with the newspaper, but it was like it was it was way too big. It should have not been there.
Let's see. My bro also asked, uh, does she like Vegemite?
I like veg like I can't have too much of it, but like if you put a little bit on with avocado and like butter and cheese, it's delicious. But yeah, I like people think it's chocolate. I've given Vegemite as gifts to my friends in America, and they've sent me like reaction videos, and it's the funniest thing ever. Like like the biggest mistake that they make is like they put a whole like tablespoon of Vegemite on their crackers, and I just know like they think it's some sort of like dark chocolate, and I'm just like waiting, and I'm like my body is like cringing because like before they even bite into it, I just know they're gonna absolutely hate it.
Let's see. I noticed you have a piercing. Do you only have like one piercing, or how many piercings do you have?
I have two piercings, one on my nose and one under my lip.
Did they hurt when you got them, or?
They didn't really hurt, but pretty much the lady that pierced my lips, she was very shocked because she was like, in my like 5 years of like piercing people's like bottom lip, I've never seen so much blood. Literally, like I was lying down and I felt like a hot gush of like it felt like a hot wave like running down my face, and I had like a white t-shirt on at the time, and pretty much the back of my t-shirt was like drenched in blood because it was just like pouring out. But like I had no idea. I was just like, oh, like this is just how it's done. It must be normal. And I was like, she was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I think I'm fine. There's just like heaps of blood." She's like, "Yeah, that's like I've never seen so much blood." But like the bleeding stopped pretty much straight after. It was just like one big wave, so we were not worried. But yeah, it didn't hurt. Just a lot of blood.
That's what's up. That's what's up. My friend said Nutella's better than Vegemite, and then
Nutella is better than Vegemite for sure.
yeah,
I'm with you.
and then he also said kangaroo meat is all right though. It's a bit like lamb.
Yeah, like I'm not a big fan of kangaroo meat. It's like too lean for me. I like I like pork belly and like like really fatty food. I feel like a lot of like the only kind of kangaroo meat that I really eat is like when it's like processed in like meat pies and stuff. But yeah, it's not like that common. Like you wouldn't go to a Australian like modern Australian restaurant and they're like, here, like have a kangaroo steak. Like it's not like that. So
My friend he asked, Korean barbecue or Australian barbecue?
mm, definitely Korean barbecue for me.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, cool. I actually never had Korean barbecue, so I'll have to try that later on. So,
Korean barbecue is the best.
okay,
You need to
cool.
come to Korea as well. Like I'll take you to good Korean barbecue.
Hey, that'd be cool. I definitely have to visit like a local joint, probably in LA or something like that to get some K BBQ. So yeah,
You
that's
know what? There's actually like a really good one that everyone talks about in LA. Um, Korean LA barbecue. It's in Koreatown. It's in it's in Koreatown, and the last time was visiting, it was under renovation, so I couldn't go. But um, there's another one called the one that I went to was called Ganghodong Baekjeong, and it's like on West Sixth Street, Los Angeles, CA. I don't know. It's in Koreatown as well, but there was another one that everyone was going nuts for. I can't find it on this site, but when I find out, I'll message it to you.
for sure, for sure. That's pretty dope. Do you have like a favorite type of food, or since we're on the subject of food?
My favorite type of food is I love like Vietnamese food. I just love fish sauce like on everything and chili on everything. So I'm just gonna say like Viet food in general. I love.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. I
How
mean,
about you?
I like pizza. I like pasta. I eat
Mm,
anything to be honest. Like I like hamburgers if it's very cooked well. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, so
Yes.
yeah,
Love hamburgers.
Yeah, somebody said fish sauce and everything.
Yes, fish sauce on everything. Actually, oh my god, I want to just like drown everything I eat into fish sauce.
What's so good about fish sauce?
I feel like it's like usually the perfect balance between like salty and sweet. And like if you're not like I just like eat it when if I have it with something when I'm not even that hungry, it just gets your appetite moving. Like your mouth just craves for more. Like right now I'm talking about it and my mouth is salivating just thinking about it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's see. Let's see.
It's called quarters. It's called quarters Korean barbecue
Quarters Korean barbecue. Oh, okay,
in
cool.
LA. So you definitely try it. I
Uh,
haven't tried it myself, but I hear it's like the best.
okay, I'll definitely check it out. My friend said I like fish sauce on my food when I go to Vietnamese restaurants.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Okay,
It's
I'll
delicious.
definitely have to try that.
You
No,
have to try it. I like
I mean, I like seafood, but I'm not like a big fan of fish. Fish is cool. Um,
yeah. I like you know what? Like one thing that I'm sure about is like I feel like Sydney has a really good range of food. So because like we have so many different people in Sydney from like different parts of the world, I feel like you can get a good Italian dish, you can get like good Chinese food, you can get good Korean food, you could get good like a burgers you can't really compare to the States because you guys do it so well. But everything else, like Asian food in particular, it's done so right and our produce is really amazing. So I didn't realize how lucky I was until like I was traveling, but you can like pretty much find great Chinese food, great Japanese food, great Korean food if you're willing to drive like 15 minutes, you know? So in that way, we're very lucky. And if
Uh,
you come here, I'm gonna take you to like the best Korean barbecue here, and like take you to Cabramatta because that's where all like the great Vietnamese food is.
okay, cool. That's what's up. Someone asked, do you have a favorite Korean dish?
Mm, favorite Korean dish? I would have to say my mom's kimchi jjigae. Kimchi jjigae, so it's like kimchi hot pot, and it's just like it's nothing fancy. It's just like what you come to like at home. It's like a very home cooked dish, and it's inexpensive. It's like it's a bit like pungent, so I don't know if like people would like the flavor when they first try it, but it's something that grows on you. Like,
I feel it. I feel it. Let's see. Let's see. My friend said hal snack pack. What does that mean? Hale. I think I'm spelling.
halal snack pack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, is this guy Australian? Like, how does he know
Nah.
so much?
He's not Australian. I don't know. I
I
honestly
feel like
don't
he
know.
knows more about halal snack packs than me.
That's so funny.
Like halal snack pack. Honestly, like no, I haven't tried a halal snack pack in Sydney. But people write about it a lot on Facebook. There's a lot of like hype around it. But he can take me because he probably. I feel like this guy knows Sydney better than I do. Like,
He probably does. I don't know. It's so funny that he mentioned that. So, yeah, that's what's up. That's funny. Um, do you have any hobbies besides being an illustrator and graphic designer? Because I know you said something about like photography, or you've done photography in the past.
I'm teaching myself photography right now, and I'm like kind of learning on the job because a lot of the times, like like we want to shoot campaigns or like shoot um all these looks, but we don't have like the budget for it. And in that case, sometimes I'm like pulled out and I'm like, hey, like, do you reckon you can make this work? So like, I'm just like teaching myself on YouTube and like asking my friends that shoot. So yeah, like I love shooting people. I love shooting like not so much portraits, but like kind of fashion portraits or like I want to capture like a moment or a vibe. I love neon signs as well. That's why like I want to shoot in Hong Kong. Um, yeah, but I. It's hard to say it's a hobby for me because I'm like when I say hobby, I feel like you have to know a lot about it and you should be kind of good at it. And for me, it's very new. So yeah, photography. I'm learning. I'm like trying to experiment with typography as well. So like I write stuff like short writing and like try and animate it on Photoshop and see like try and evoke emotion with it and like put my favorite soundtracks to it. So that's just like that's those would be my hobbies, I guess. And yeah, I'm not much of a writer either, but I'm just experimenting.
That's what's up. That's cool. I mean, I checked out your photography on your website and stuff like that, and then your adult like illustrations and stuff like that, and yeah. My friend said, where do we find these writings or that you wrote? Are they like personal
Mm,
or
it's on my Instagram. It's as like a highlight. So like I think it says like poetry on one of like my highlights. Um, but yeah, I'm struggling with like writing. I feel like I only have something to write about when I'm like more emotional, I guess. But these days, it's just been like everything's moving really fast. I don't really get to like sit down and like reflect and like feel my emotions, and you know, I need to do that more again as well.
that's what's up. That's pretty awesome. So you just do that on your free time, like when you find time and stuff like that.
Yeah, I try and like keep at least one day of of my weekend to just like do more of the creative stuff at least. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I like how you're like really creative when it comes to that, and that would be cool if like you can create some emotes though. That would be sick. I know you're not like
Yeah.
too like familiar with the platform, but that'd be
Hmm.
like that would be pretty awesome to get those done. So yeah.
Yeah, we could definitely we have to work together on it. Like, but yeah, after this, like we can chat about it and then we can pull some concepts and yeah,
Hmm.
let's make it happen.
Yeah, that'd be real awesome. Yeah, so yeah, I mean they're pretty small.
Mm.
Like
They're tiny.
yeah, they're pretty
They're so
tiny. Yeah,
small.
yeah. I mean, like, of course you create it when they're big, and then you kind of just like
Yeah,
down the
shrinking.
yeah shrink it down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty awesome. Let's see. Oh, my friend, he said you should start streaming on Twitch or something like that. Uh,
Streaming. No, I'm not very good with like public speaking,
uh
and I'm
huh,
probably like this is a little bit better because I can't see everyone, and
uh
it's
huh.
just like me. Like honestly, like when we first started the podcast, and you told me like, "Hey, click into the hashtag the general," and I saw like comments popping up. I was like, "Oh my god! Like I can't look at this. This is like really scary." So I like my laptop screen right now is blank because I feel like it
Oh,
helps with my nerves,
okay,
and I'm like,
okay.
I'm like,
That's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, I'm happy that you were able to do this. Like you said, you were. I don't know if you said you were nervous about doing this. But you did a
yeah.
really great job. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. So I appreciate that. So yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
I really appreciate you contacting me too. Like this has
uh-huh.
been really fun.
Yeah. This was really fun. Somebody asked, are you single or not? Or somebody asked in the chat. It was a fun.
I'm like, I'm single, but I came out of like a pretty like I recently came out of a pretty like long relationship. So yeah, I guess I'm single.
Okay. I mean, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, so yeah, thank you though. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming out. We definitely have to do one of these like in the future or something like that and do that again or something. And then
For sure.
or like definitely just like being able to collaborate or something like that. We definitely have to do this over Discord or something. And I'll probably do
Yes,
some like
please. Let's
we
do
could do
it.
like some concepts and something like that. So, yeah.
Yes, that'd be amazing.
Hmm.
Thank you for having me today.
Oh, no problem. This is really dope. So I'll definitely chop this up and put this on YouTube and stuff like your friends or family want to watch this and so yeah,
Yeah, I'll link them for sure.
yeah. Thank you though. I appreciate it.
Thank
Uh,
you guys.
yeah. Somebody asked we should definitely do video call for sure. So like
Yeah.
yeah. So next time or something like that. If you would like to, if you would be comfortable with doing video call. Um,
Okay, but can we put like an Instagram filter on it or something so it's like not as scary?
sure. I mean, we could do that. We could do that. Yeah, we could definitely do something
Let's
like
do
that.
it.
Most
We'll do it. We'll do it.
okay, cool. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it. I love your content on Instagram. So I mean, keep killing it. So yeah.
Thank you so much. And like seriously, like I really respect that you're like working your art like so passionately and you're pushing shit out all the
Hmm.
time. This is amazing. So like you keep doing you as well. I
Thank you.
think it's amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You said like you like my aesthetics on Instagram, so I
I
appreciate
really
that.
do.
Yeah, I have a lot more photos and stuff like that, but I have to probably like unarchive it and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty
Do
cool.
it.
Yeah, one of my friends he said I saw Totoro on her
Mm,
website.
tutorial, yeah.
Yeah,
With the jumping up with my friend Carol.
yeah.
She's like a huge fan of like Japanese anime, so
Hmm.
that one was like a piece for her.
That's what's up. So yeah, yeah. I definitely like your aesthetic when it comes to that. Like, do you just like kind of like just find like the inspiration when it comes to like drawing on like certain photos and stuff like that, or were you trying to do those illustrations?
Um, Usually it changes like time to time. Sometimes like when I was doing like the whole erotica stuff, like I would get requests. I would like get people to DM me what they want to see, like what's your fetish? Like let's talk about it. And people would be like, "Hey, can you draw up something for like vorophilia?" And that would be like the desire to be eaten, like the fetish to be like eaten alive or eaten by something, and like it, but I obviously like don't want to make it disgusting. I still want to make it kind of cutesy, so I'd like kind of put my own twist on it. And then some other people would be like, oh, like I want to see like they have like a fetish of like being, you know, having sex with like a furry like suit on. So like I'd be like, oh, okay, like that's weird, but we'll try that one too. And like I try to make it cutesy so it's like not too vulgar, but um yeah, like it they usually come from like interacting with people and asking them like what they want to see. And like now, because I'm working in like a kind of like a fried chicken sneaker shop, like I'm exposed to all these like amazing sneakers, and people are like, oh, like this would be really dope with your work. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm gonna try and put like 10 of my favorite sneakers together and like see where this goes. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be awesome though. That's cool. Though. That's cool. How much would you charge though if we were gonna do the emotes together? How much would you charge?
For you,
Yeah.
like made spirits for sure. I mean, I have to
Oh,
think about
cool.
it. Like,
Hey.
yeah, I
Hey.
have to like. We'll see how much time it's going to take,
Uh
and then
huh.
we can work from there.
Okay, cool. I mean, they're pretty small. They're not like generally too big and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, of course,
that'd be cool. Yeah, thank you.
of
I really
course.
appreciate that. This was really fun.
Yeah, it was. Loved it.
Let's see. Oh my goodness. Somebody somebody had a comment to say. Uh, let's see. He said like, could you do like a drawing of somebody like Curious George or something like that, or something like
Curious
that?
George.
Yeah. I don't know if you're
Yep,
familiar with that. If you do that.
Curious George. I definitely can. But let me look up this Curious George the monkey.
Yeah.
You just want the monkey in it, or
I
like
don't. I let me ask him. I don't know. I don't know what type of illustration. He said like, she wanna. Trying to see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Let me know. What type of like illustration like. You said like if like somebody like interacts with Curious George or something like that, or
oh
yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Like, is this broadcast PG rated, or like am
This
I
could be
allowed to?
PG-13. You go ahead. You can curse. You can curse.
Oh,
Yeah.
like I yeah, like you mean like Curious
I
George?
don't know what type of interaction, so I don't know. So it
Yeah.
could go either way.
What type
So
of interaction? So
I,
yeah,
I,
yeah. Tell them to DM me and like tell them like the specifics, and we can work something out
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I'll definitely send them the info. So I mean, yeah.
Let's do it.
He said, can you draw Curious George hugging someone?
Oh yeah, yeah. I could definitely draw a Curious George hugging someone.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. That's cool. Yeah, most
Yeah.
def, most def. Do you have anything else or to add on? Because I know you told me that you like besides like illustrating, you like doing writing and photography and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, like if you guys are ever in Sydney, hit me up and we'll go shoot. I'm like I'm always down to like meet new people and like just like you, I like hearing stories. So, you know, like and Americans are such great storytellers. I feel like everyone has something to say in like terms of like politics and like just like their art and then their side hustle. Like everyone has a story, so it'd be really interesting to spend time with everyone, you know.
Someone asked, could she draw an anime portrait of me? And then
Mm,
someone asked, can she do a drawing? How much would it cost to have it sent to me? Hey.
it really like because I have like a few different artwork styles. So like with any kind of like um with any kind of like customized art or like I've done like illustrations and portraits for like for like as gifts. So like maybe like a girlfriend would want to have her boyfriend illustrated as a gift kind of thing, customized, and it's all personal. And for me, that would be like 280 AUD. But that's like yeah. Have a look on my website. I've put it up so
Mm-hmm.
you guys can check it out. I know like US dollars are like way cheaper than Australian dollars. So
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know what it amounts to. But
Okay. Cool. 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 That's pretty awesome.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. That's. I mean, that's pretty dope. Do you see like anything in the future that you want to do with your illustrations and
My
stuff like that?
illustration.
Yeah.
I'm still unsure. Like I'm still pursuing it right now, and I think I'm gonna do an exhibition this year around October, and then hopefully I can do more exhibitions and get my name out there as well, and do some cool projects and like with other artists and also like my friends and people that are supporting me and yeah, like I always want to like have a conversation. I want to keep the conversation going. So if you guys have ideas, throw it my way, and we'll see if it develops into like an artwork. It's always that process is always fun, and like even when if it doesn't turn out to be an illustration, at least I get to meet really cool people. And yeah.
Someone asked, do you have a favorite sneaker?
My favorite sneaker right now. I'm really loving my Acne Studios Manhattan sneakers, but yeah, I wear it all the time. I also like my Silver Bullets 97s. Those two are probably like my go-to. I feel like my Silver Bullets, I can just it. I don't feel like it like I feel like it's timeless compared to all of my other really outrageous colored ones.
That's what's up. That's pretty cool. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, my favorite sneaker is the Nike Cortez. Those are my favorite
Oh yeah.
sneakers. Pretty
I saw
classic.
like a picture from like the 70s, and this girl had like this really big hairdo from the 70s, and she was wearing Nike Cortez, and it just like completely made it look so much cooler as well. I was like, oh god, like I don't have a pair of Cortez. I don't own one, but I need to get one after seeing that photo. Like she looks so cool. Like this hot lady in like a polo shirt with like a big fringe, and she's like riding a skateboard and wearing her Cortez, and like it was like in the 70s. So cool.
Pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Somebody said, let's see, the Silver Bullets. She's a keeper. Oh man.
Oh,
Let's see.
so sweet.
Let's see. Let's see. I know somebody said something. Yeah, somebody asked about somebody asked does she own a pair of Uggs?
Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness. That's funny.
Yes, I do.
That's
I
so
haven't
funny.
worn them in a long time, but like maybe like this is at least like 10 years back because I was in high school.
Uh
Like every girl was wearing like a short mini skirt with like Ugg boots, and that was like a look. And I was unfortunately one of those girls. So I probably have my Uggs in like two different colors. And yeah, I take them when I'm traveling overseas. So when I'm in Korea, it gets really cold there. So you need Uggs. You can't get by without it.
yeah, true, true, true. That's what's up. That's pretty awesome. Okay, cool. One of my viewers, he said that he messaged you on Instagram, so it's pretty.
Cool. I'll check it. Like, I'll definitely check it and get back to him.
Yeah, if you do message her, let me know. Just tell her like I sent you or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, let me know.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Somebody asked, "Are you a hype beast?"
Mm, I don't. I don't like I said before. Like, I don't think I'm. Uh, I don't follow like what brands are up to religiously, you know. And I feel like I'm not up to date with all these like sneaker news and everything. I just follow what I like. I like a lot of the brands that I wear aren't expensive brands. Like if like some of the stuff I own, like I would just buy at a vintage shop if I like it. And like I don't know, like there are I follow some brands because like I know they're gonna release like dope stuff and I'm just looking forward to like what they're going to release. But a lot of the times I don't think I have the budget for it or have the money to buy it. I just like I admire it and I like take what I can from it by like shopping or like going to see it. But for me, like I don't shop specific brands, so I don't think I can say I'm like a hype beast.
That's what's up. Somebody said Tim Tams are good. What are Tim Tams?
Tim Tams are Tim Tams are like chocolate cookies in Australia, and they are the best. They are actually the best. I had a Tim. Yes, like our office supplies us with Tim Tams. Like every week, new box of Tim Tams, and you know if they got rid of our Tim Tam jar, like I would leave.
That's so funny. That's super super funny. That's what's up. That's what's up. Somebody said they would buy merch from me if they were designed by you. That's what's up. That'd be cool.
Oh, that's super cool.
That's what's up. So there's any more questions? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, somebody said Melanie is smoking with intelligence. Oh my gosh.
Everyone is so nice.
Yeah, everybody's
Like,
yeah. Everybody tends to. Well, I mean, I'm lucky now
thank
because sometimes some people can definitely be um, mean and stuff like that. But I'm glad they're like really nice. So
hmm. Yeah, it really helps because like yeah, it was really I told you I was like super scared. So
hmm,
everyone is just thank you.
no problem, no problem. I don't think they have any more. If they have any more questions, ask. Somebody said she can hit me up if she ever comes to England and stuff like that or London.
Yeah, I would love
Yeah,
to.
yeah. If you're ever, oh, okay. So, yeah. So I appreciate it. I know we have to wrap this up, but thank you. I really appreciate you doing this. So, yeah. So I know I said
Thank
this like multiple times, but yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you as well.
Yeah.
I had such a great time.
Yeah. Time really passed fly by. So, yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll definitely.
amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
We have to do this again.
Yeah,
We'll
we
plan it
do.
again and we'll do this again.
Yeah, we definitely have to do this again. So, yeah, I really appreciate that. This was really fun.